Hello and welcome back to Why Such a Fast podcast. In this episode, we have one of our regular guests, James from UpTech. Hello, James.
Hi, Christina. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you. We are going to cover and we're going to explore how GDPR and cybersecurity applies to different size businesses, such as solopreneurs, microbusinesses, the larger size of the SMEs range, and also charities. Let's not forget about them. So from a GDPR perspective, you've heard me, James, saying this many times. Anyone that has met me through various networking, they do hear me saying that it actually applies to clubs as well. Now, obviously, the larger the organization, the more data, the more number of staff, the more complex the operating model, then the more measures are required to enable the organization to comply with the regulation. Obviously, there are some fundamental basic that every organization must have, such as policies, training, privacy notices, cookie consent on the website, understanding and documenting the type of data that is being collected, why you are collecting, so the purpose of using that data, the lawful basis for processing the data, who has access to it, who are you sharing it with if you're sharing it, how long are you going to retain it, and where you're storing it, and last but not least, security. So this actually leads me nicely to you, James. Do different size businesses need different type of cybersecurity? And if so, why?
Oh, thanks, Christina. Yes, they do. Is the quick and simple answer. Yes, they do. And it comes down to some of what you said before. It's going to depend on the complexities, what they're doing and how they're operating. So if we start off on the solopreneurs and the micro businesses, many of those will predominantly be using cloud services. And across the board, across all size businesses, they will have endpoint protections. They will have backup solutions to 365. They'll be using some form of SharePoint or cloud services. So applying a backup to those, making sure that they've got anti-ransomware in place. And they're doing everything that Cyber Essentials is built around. Now, as they get larger, they've got more infrastructure to then manage. So you can then start looking at network security, because when you've got two people working on Wi-Fi, you don't need as much. You don't necessarily have guest Wi-Fi to consider. You don't have internal and external networks. You've not got multiple sites to worry about, and you've got, depending on obviously the type of business, but predominantly when there's more compliance involved, you start to look at more physical firewalls and those kind of things. So you get more and more as you're going along, and there might be physical servers involved instead of just having cloud services. So more places for endpoint protection, more places for backup, more requirement for being able to spin data up quickly in the response to those any kind of IT breach that might give them any issues. So that would be the biggest thing, is that yes, different sizes of business do need them, but also different types of business need different types of cybersecurity as well.
Thank you very much, James. And this concludes this episode. See you soon. Cheers. Bye.